Hi Capricorn, welcome to Spiritualista. This is your weekly energy forecast from the 29th of September until the 5th of October. If you like a personalized deep dive reading, the link to my Etsy shop is below. And now let's see what the universe has in store for you guys this week. So Capricorn, universe, please tap me into Capricorn's energy from the 29th of September until the 5th of October. I feel like this is a wild shuffle today because there's lots of movement happening here, like things wanting to come out but not actually doing so. So what's going on? So Capricorn, please, highest possible source, tap me into Capricorn's energy and let's see what they have going on the upcoming week. Capricorn, please. We're gonna have 10 cards out as well as the bottom of the deck energy. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. And second of all, we're gonna have the bottom of the deck energy. Maybe I said that, did I say that? We have some cards that fell on the floor. I'm just gonna grab them here real quick. We have 4 of them and I'm gonna take them out. Oh, 5 actually. I'm gonna take them out in the order that they fell out and put them on the table here for you guys. And then we're gonna continue on taking out the cards from the deck itself that's still here on the table. So your present moment card is in reverse actually because it fell out this way. So I'm gonna take it this way. So this is the 9 of Swords in reverse, which is a good sign actually because the 9 of Swords it's anxiety. But since it's reversed, we have to think about it a little bit differently this time because it's gonna be a little, like you hear by the word reverse, it's gonna be sort of an inverted message of that. So it tells me that you're getting out of that state right now. So that's very good, Capricorn. And then we have the Tower as your challenge here, which checks out, makes perfect sense why you would have been going through a period of anxiety, just haven't come out of the Tower or while being in that. And as a challenging position, it tells me that you're kind of resisting that intense change that the Tower is the archetype of bringing into your life, this like sort of upheaval energy. And then you have the Empress at the top of your mind, and in your subconscious mind you have the Hierophant. And your recent past you have the Queen of Cups, and in your near future you have the Page of Swords. In your suggested approach or advice from the universe we have the Ace of Cups, beautiful card. And in your surrounding energies, what was the word again? Yeah, that's your what you need to know position or your surrounding energies. You have the World, so completion, closing off a cycle there. That's pretty major. In your hopes and fears, you have the 3 of Cups. And in your potential future, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Now let's see the bottom of the deck here. We have the High Priestess. Very good, Capricorn. Intuitive week for you guys. So Capricorn, we have to start here and talk about this because 9 of Swords, usually it's not a good card. It's not a good card, but it is reversed. So that's great, you know, that's good news. So 9 of Swords, very anxious energy, very fear-based, very mind-based. Like it's a late night energy. You're not able to sleep, you know, you're just laying, like rolling around in bed, thinking about things that are likely blown way out of proportion, that are lots of it self-imposed in this case, where when it would be daytime it would be like a minor thing, but then at nighttime when you're overthinking it, it becomes something way bigger than it is. And that's where you've been, and now it's reversed. So that tells me that you're starting to leave that behind. You're releasing that heavy mental weight here. It's that sense of finally exhaling after a period of lots of worry and lots of sleepless nights here. So the worst of the anxiety is beginning to lift, even if it's still lingering a little bit there, but it's gonna be over soon. And that's very good to see there. And then crossing is the Tower. So that's your challenge for the week. And the Tower is that very sudden shakeup, right? It's that realization that breaks down the things around you in your life that aren't built on truth. So it can feel very destabilizing in the moment that it happens. And this might be why you're so concerned here, or has been, like, but at the same time, it's clearing the way for something that's real and that's lasting. So why it's crossing here is because like you're still resisting this. And I think this could have happened a little while back. It doesn't have to be right now, but there was definitely something big that happened that just like shook your world. and you're still struggling with that, and you're still resisting that, you know. And yeah, your job isn't to cling to that, you know, because that's falling apart. So it's just to trust that this breakdown is a part of your bigger plan, you know, and that it is going to align you. It is going to align you with a breakthrough here. And then up at your crown, you have the Empress. So that's all about creativity. That's a nurturing, very abundant energy. It's like growth that you're thinking about. You're thinking about beauty. And yeah, like how to create and how to care for your, like, for yourself and for something meaningful here. So that's what's on your mind. So the Empress reminds you to just receive, you know, not just to strive, but to allow yourself to be supported and to be inspired here. And then the Hierophant in your foundation. So that's about tradition and also wisdom. You know, it's a very spiritually grounding card. So this is not unusual for me to see in a Capricorn reading. I feel that it's very much of a Capricorn card because it's all about valuing structure here and guidance, right? So it tells me that deep down you want this integrity here. And whether it's your own morals here, or if they're coming from a mentor, like that has put like a belief system in your life, this is what's steadying you beneath this chaos here. And in this case, I feel that it's 50-50, you know. For some of you, this could be a person, like a spiritual mentor that you're contacting or you're talking to. Could be a psychologist, could be a healer. But I think for a lot of you, it's actually you. It's actually you that has done the work for so long that you're being able to tap into this energy just through yourself. And that's why you're starting to exit this situation here. It's through just being grounded and your sense of moral, you know. So yeah, so this is what's spiritually grounding you right now. So that's very good. And then recent past, the Queen of Cups, all about emotional sensitivity, all about compassion. So it tells me that you've been tuning into your feelings more deeply recently. And could be that there is a person that also came into your life just offering you some support here. Could be the same person here actually. And it felt really wholesome, you know. It felt heartfelt, like real, like a real connection here. And it's like a very gentle, very empathic energy that helped you with this and helped you soften your approach in regards to the situation here, and just maintained you calm, stable, you know, maybe reminded you of some spiritual truths that you needed to hear, maybe that you are aware about, but you needed to be reminded of in order to raise your frequency back after this upheaval here with the Tower. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think, yeah, it's the same energy here. It is. And then Page of Swords. So that's what's coming up in your near future here, which is all about communication, this card. Like it's like an academic card, right? It's about learning. It's about having curiosity about things. And yeah, so there's definitely new information coming in that's going to lead you to having a fresh perspective. That's on its way here. So this week is all about just staying open, be open-minded, like ask lots of questions, and yeah, just explore, you know, through honesty, just because this page like really thrives on that. So this is a good energy for you to be in, and it's going to give you some more clarity in regards to this as well. This is not too much overthinking, even though it's swords. It's not like this one here, but it's more like being in an inquisitive, yeah, curious energy. And also with the Queen of Cups energy here, integrate these two. And then you're going to evolve and you're going to learn, but through compassion and through understanding that, yeah, maybe this situation happened. But instead of being like, it's because if it's someone that caused you something, like they're a bad person, rather you try to understand how they turned out to be that way and what trauma resulted in them taking those actions towards you, you know? So that's going to be sort of a knowledge, but also integrated into empathy here. And that's going to be very like a guiding light for you this week for sure. And then Ace of Cups. So speaking of feelings, this is the suggested approach. It's just like lead with an open heart. So this is all about emotional renewal. And yeah, it's like new beginnings and connection, you know? So it could be someone new coming in for sure. Could be a new romantic connection here. And if you're not into that, of course, it's always like, it starts with self-love too. And that's what's going to be the first step in renewing yourself, is to having that deep, loving connection to yourself rather than just negativity and judgment over who you are and what you deserve here. So it's beautiful because even in the wake here of the Tower, the Ace of Cups is telling you to just let your heart just guide you forward, because there's going to be a fresh emotional energy happening here for you this week. And then surrounding energies is what you need to know, the world. So the world is about cycles closing, right? So this is a major cycle that has been completed here for you, which I think is this. So yeah, even if it feels a little bit scary to step out of this old chapter here, the world is telling you that this is a graduation moment for you. So you're leveling up in life through this, you know, even if it feels like, I'd rather be there. I'd rather stay in this comfort zone here. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to graduate. You're supposed to develop from that, learn from that, evolve from that, level up from that. So the world is just your confirmation that you are on the right path here. And the Three of Cups, in your hopes and fears, is an interesting position for the Three of Cups, because yeah, like you really, really want this very happy connection, like this celebration energy with your friendships. You want the support from them. But there might be a part of you that's very worried about disappointment here, and even about trusting people here. And I'm connecting this back to the Page of Swords too, because he can be a little bit like suspicious. Like, it's not a sus energy, the card itself, but he has an energy of thinking that other people are sus, right? So this could be you in your relationships right now, where something happened here that made you think that maybe you should pull back a little bit from certain people because you can't really trust them. And I'm not saying that this is the case. I think this could be a lot of this sort of catastrophic thinking here, but there's definitely a fear around trust here. So yeah, but this is reminding you that you're not alone, you know, and there is community and there is happiness waiting for you here with your group and with your peers. And then Knight of Pentacles in your potential future. So that's very steady, very reliable progress, a very earthy card. And it's never dramatic, this card, you know, but it's a very slow, very like a sure movement towards stability and towards long-term success. So it feels very Capricornian as well. And it's telling you that the rebuilding here is going to be possible after the Tower, but it's going to have to be very consistent rather than just rushed, you know? So just one step at a time sort of card, but it's going to be very much possible. And you're building something better for sure. This is not good for you. This is not good for you. Even though it might feel like it's the only option that you have, it's not. And you're going to see here that there are new things that are going to come up that are going to be pulling you in the right direction here, and something that's way better for you, way more aligned with you here. And bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So that's a very intuitive energy. She's very like like all about inner knowing, right? It's a more quiet energy here. So it's telling you that even if the world around you, everything on the outside feels extremely shaky and unstable right now, at least your inner knowing is going to be solid. So just trust your instincts, just listen to that inner voice, and yeah, just let your intuition walk with you and guide you, you know? It's not just about being practical here, but it's about, like I said, there's a lot of emotions in this spread here. There's one pentacle here. So this week is going to be about tuning into yourself and tuning into your inner guidance. And you can only do that through your heart space and your sensitivity, right? So it's an emotional connection rather than a mind-based or a materialistically based connection here. But this is the bottom, so this is what's underlying the whole spread here. So it's going to be an intuitive week for you, where you're going to be getting your answers from yourself, like I said here with the Hierophant, where you're going to be your mentor here. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful week, and you're emerging from this period of mental strain here, and you're clearing away things that just can't stand on their own. So yeah, it's going to be fine, you know. You're focused on creation, you're focused on growth. You're rooted in lots of wisdom here, and in this tradition card, and still you're very softened by lots of emotional insights. So there's new ideas here, there's new conversations coming up, you know, and they're all gonna help you move forward, you know, because you're gonna be guided by lots of like fresh emotionals, like this emotional start here with the Ace of Cups. And for sure there's a chapter that's closing here, but there is connection here. There is connection waiting, there is celebration waiting. And all of that is part of what's next for you. So just keep steady. Just trust your intuition And just remember that this shift is going to lead you to a stronger, more authentic foundation. So Capricorn, that's all I have for you this week. So I really, really hope that this reading resonated. And if so, please let me know in the comments and give the video a like. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for your weekly energy forecasts. Okay, bye!